You want to know why most people never live the life they dream about? Why they never start the business they talk about? Why they never take the leap? Why they keep waiting for the perfect time? It's because they're waiting to feel ready. And let me tell you something that will change everything in your life. The second you understand it, you will never feel ready. Never. Not for the things that really matter. Not for the things that will stretch you. Not for the things that will change your life. And if you keep waiting for that feeling, if you keep waiting for certainty before you act, you will die with your dreams still inside you. Fear is the invisible force that runs most people's lives. It's subtle. It hides behind logic. It whispers to you that you need more information, that you need to think about it, that maybe next year will be better, that you just need to wait for the right sign. And you believe it because it feels true. But fear is a liar. Fear will sell you the most convincing story in the world if you let it. It will keep you safe, yes, but safe doesn't mean fulfilled. Safe doesn't mean alive. Safe means average. Safe means stuck. Safe means dying slowly with your potential never touched. And I don't know about you, but that's not why you're here. Let me tell you something I've learned working with millions of people around the world. The difference between people who live extraordinary lives and people who live in quiet desperation is not that the successful ones have no fear. That's a myth. They feel fear just like you. They have doubts just like you. They hear the same voices in their head that say, who are you to do this? What if you fail? What if people laugh? What if you lose everything? The difference is they don't wait for the fear to go away. They act in spite of it. They've trained themselves to take the leap before they feel ready because they understand a universal truth action is what creates confidence, not the other way around. If you wait for confidence, you'll wait forever. If you move, confidence will follow. Listen, most people think they need clarity before they act. They think they need to know the whole plan, the entire road from start to finish. But that's not how life works. If you're standing at the bottom of a mountain and you want to see the view from the top, you don't get the view until you start climbing. The view doesn't come first. The path doesn't reveal itself from the ground. You take the first step, and then the next, and then the next, and with each step more of the path appears. That's how this game is played. And that's why so many people lose. They refuse to take the first step until they see the entire staircase. They want guarantees in a world that doesn't offer them. They want certainty in a life that is built on uncertainty. And that's why they stay stuck. You want to break through fear? You want to create a life that you're proud of? That you're proud? Then you have to make a decision right now that you're done letting fear drive the car. Fear can sit in the back seat. Fear can come along for the ride, but it doesn't get to hold the wheel anymore. That's your job. And you do it by moving before you feel ready. You do it by taking that uncomfortable step when your mind is screaming at you to stay safe. Because fear is never going away. I don't care how successful you become. I don't care how many goals you hit, fear will always show up when you're about to do something meaningful. Why? Why? Because your brain's number one job is to keep you alive, not to make you happy. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. So every time you try to do something new, something uncertain, your brain sets off alarms. It tells you, danger, don't do it, stay in the cave. And if you listen to that voice, you'll stay small forever. But when you condition yourself to take action anyway, when you start before you feel ready, something incredible happens. You build a new pattern. You teach your nervous system that uncertainty is not death. You rewire your brain to associate growth with excitement instead of fear. That's how confidence is built. That's how courage is born. And that's how you start living a life that most people only dream about. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Tony, that sounds great, but what if I fail? What if I put myself out there and it doesn't work? And I'll tell you right now, you will fail. You will mess up. You will fall on your face. That's not a possibility. That's a guarantee. But failure is not the enemy. Failure is the path. Failure is the tax you pay for a life of meaning. Every person you admire has failed more times than you can count. The difference is they didn't stop there. They didn't make failure their identity. They used it as fuel. They learned, they adapted, they grew. And that's why they're where they are today. The only real failure in life is the failure to try. You've got to stop worshiping certainty. You've got to stop thinking that the perfect moment is coming, because it's not. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. And if you don't seize it, fear will. Do you know what regret feels like? Do you know what it's like to wake up 10 years from now and realize that the life you have is the life you settled for? That the dreams you had, the ideas you had, the things you wanted to build, they're all gone because you didn't move when you could? That's the pain of regret. And it's 1,000 times worse than the pain of failure. Failure hurts for a moment. Regret lasts a lifetime. So what do? You decide. You make a decision that fear is no longer the reason you say no. You make a decision that you will start before you're ready. Because here's the truth, you are never ready for the things that matter most. Were you ready for your first job? Were you ready to fall in love? Were you ready to have a child? No, but you did it anyway. And that's why you grew. That's why you became more. That's why your life changed. Readiness is an illusion. It's a lie we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. But nothing grows in comfort. Nothing great is born in safety. Growth lives on the other side of fear. And here's the beautiful part. Once you take that first step, everything changes. The fear doesn't disappear, but it gets quieter. The doubt doesn't vanish, but it loses power. And you start to feel something you didn't feel before: momentum. Momentum is everything. It's the force that turns dreams into reality. And you can't buy it. You can't fake it. You can only create it through action. Massive, imperfect, courageous action. So let me ask you, what are you waiting for? What idea have you been sitting on? What conversation have you been avoiding? What leap have you been talking yourself out of? The opportunity in front of you is not waiting for you to feel brave. It's moving. It's passing. And if you don't grab it, someone else will. Do you want the truth? The truth is, you already have what it takes. You already have everything you need to start. You don't need more time. You don't need more resources. You don't need more certainty. You need to decide. You need to act. Because clarity comes from engagement, not thought. Confidence comes from action, not theory. And freedom comes from doing the thing you're scared to do, not from waiting for the fear to go away. So this is your moment. This is your line in the sand. You can keep living the way you've been living, playing small, waiting for permission, waiting for the perfect time. Or you can break through fear right now and start before you're ready. And when you do, you will discover the most powerful truth of all, that you are always capable, that you are always enough, and that the life you've been dreaming of was waiting on the other side of a single decision. So don't wait, don't think, don't analyze it to death. Just move, because your destiny is not built on what you know, it's built on what you do. Start now, start messy, start scared, start before you're ready, and never ever stop.